Good afternoon. This is Lunchtime News. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Members of Parliament sitting on the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, are worried about the influx of patients in Mbale Regional Referral Hospital Children's Wing. Now, during a two-day monitoring visit at the facility, the legislators led by Tororo Municipality Member of Parliament, Sarah Opendi, revealed that the hospital is overwhelmed by patients due to unnecessary referrals.
Led by the Tororo Municipality Member of Parliament, Sarah Opendi, the legislators sitting on Parliamentary Committee engaged with Mbale Referral Hospital Management and toured the facility to ascertain the challenges that need government intervention. Opendi revealed that the major challenge at this regional facility is congestion caused by unnecessary referrals by lower health centers.
The hospital is overwhelmed by the number of patients. It's extremely unfortunate that the hospital, which is supposed to be really providing specialized services, is providing basic services that should be actually provided at the lower health facilities. The hospital is also underfunded for the drugs that they actually need. Their budget estimate for drugs is about 3.6 billion. Unfortunately, they receive just about half of that.
The hospital director, Dr. Manuel Tugainayo, stressed that they get drugs every 2 months, but due to high influx of patients, these are not enough.
We receive drugs in a cyclic manner. Every cycle takes 2 months, but you find the supply of drugs that we get may last us 1 month and the drugs are finished. So you find part of that cycle, a number of drugs and sundries are already out of stock.
Juliana Abesto, a pediatrician at this facility, says malaria cases are high, with 90% leading to 30 deaths in a month.
We admit between 100 to 150 children every day, and out of those between 100 to 150. You find that malaria is between 80 to 90%. You find that on average we lose 1 child per day. So in a month on average we lose 30 children.
Another National Curriculum Development Center has continued to engage different stakeholders in the education sector to improve on the new curriculum for secondary education level. Interfacing with representatives from over 30 universities and tertiary institutions, Deputy Director NCDC Christopher Muganga said there is need to train learners constructism, a method of learning by skills.
Here today, as part of the series of activities we are having in the process of reviewing curriculum, this time around we are trying to look at what is happening with the A-level, some people call it higher education in Uganda. How is it now and what is lacking in it, and how do we go around with what is lacking in it. Using constructivism as a method of learning, that is learning by skills, learning by doing, and learning by reasoning why you are doing something for a purpose. So yet the A-level, which is current, it is again in cognitive, in the old system of narration, reading about and writing essays. So we have now to make a continuation of how these learners, when they come to senior 4 and graduate, how do they continue so that their learning is at least synchronized and we don't create that gap.
So far, this study we have conducted shows that there is a lot that needs to be done align the lower secondary curriculum is the A level. That's number one. Number two, the stakeholders have informed us that they want practical skills to be a very big component of this new curriculum. So they want people who are hands-on, who are practical, who are problem solvers. So this is one of the issues that will be addressed because it has already been identified as a gap.
And now from a distance, hilly and mountainous areas present a beautiful and attractive landscape. However, these areas are hard to navigate and access due to the valleys and gorges created by water runoffs from the mountain tops. Construction of footbridges is therefore very essential for easy movement in these areas. Let's take a look.
izi nkino zikwiriye bano bategetsi bo hejuru igomba ryaragerageje rizana ibiti birananirana bigendaga birabora.
Nyarusa sub-county is an area located on the slopes of Muhavura mountain ranges in Kisoro district that projects beauty and splendor from a distance. However, residents in this area are not comfortable with the landscape that is characterized by valleys, gorges, rocks and rivers that dot the area, making it inaccessible and hard to reach.
Abana batoya bagiye gitenderi natwe abantu bakuru tukanyuraho twikoreye imyaka ababoda wabaha nk'ibyo kwikora bavuye mu murima bakanyura ariko nta handi hantu ho wanyura.
The access roads with wooden bridges are a danger to travelers and communities, including tourists checking on the mountain gorillas that habituate the area. These bridges that connect villages are often washed away by water runoffs, leading to loss of life and property.
Zimeze nabi cyane ziri mu mbera mbi. Ubwana bwo kuva ku ishuri bwasanga amazi gari gutemba ukabura aho kunyura. Turugusaba government ejo bundi MP wacu yagezeho aratubwira ngo agiye gukora ibyo bwakabaga bwose kugira ngo izi ntindo zikore.
Over 30 bridges were recently washed away during heavy rains that disrupted movements between villages separated by gorges and valleys.
When we receive floods in the country, they sometimes wash away some of the bridges that have been completed, and that puts our job sometimes like we get back to the drawing board.
Nyarusa sub-county is characterized by a volcanic rough surface with steep ridges and near impassable gorges created by water runoffs from the mountain top. Residents in this southern part of Kisoro now believe that with a just red budget, these bridges connecting village paths and community roads will be repaired for residents' comfort.
Aza endindo nyine mantinunga mukaga zitakoziki zone tukagambaga binataboneka tukatambuza tukabatwarayo kubahikayo nabakagena nabo tibinesende barabitwara bukuru.
So this year about 4 trillion has been put to support the Ministry of Works and Transport. About 4 trillion.
Nyarusiza is located on the slopes of Muhabura, Mugahinga and Sabinyo mountain peaks, neighboring the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda.
Men say now, the soil is forming part of like humps on the really. So there is a problem of maintenance.
Improved footbridges have the potential to change the fortunes of this highly fertile and renowned food basket of Kisoro district that produces Irish potatoes, wheat, sorghum, peas, beans, and millet among other crops.
Ibintu birababaje. Ururutindo. Mana murudukoreye. Mana twashimye Imana. Abantu babiri bose bamanje gupfa. Mana mudukorera urutindo.
Nyarusiza is a tourism hub and a cash cow for Kisoro, Uganda's most southwestern district, renowned for the endangered mountain gorillas and mountain hiking.
So I stopped and called my people in Euro and say, who is
Now, the rising prices of wheat in Uganda have compelled manufacturers to start using the available local produce to replace wheat ingredients used in making bread and other pastries. During the dialogue held by stakeholders in the wheat value chain, many showcased different avenues through which wheat usage can be eliminated.
The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine has ironically boosted people's creativity in replacing imported food-related raw material.
Uganda is gifted with other alternatives like cassava, pumpkin, matoke, sweet potatoes, millet and sorghum. When it comes to eating, your health is paramount, and we are telling you that those alternative flours are actually better than the wheat we had made you accustomed to. Let the bakers actually adjust their, the millers adjust their mills in order to mill what we have, and then the bakers use the flour we have, which is more healthy, to bake the bread which we shall eat.
We have been able to add value and get the first raw materials in form of flour. Get the banana, peel them, dry them, and mill and get the flour.
However, these are advocating for reliable and cost-friendly power supply to sustain the new innovations to move the country to the next level.
If these people dealing in these alternative flours can have a steady supply of umeme, because there's nothing more annoying to a cassava person than after harvesting 12 tons of your cassava, the power goes off. We need a cost of power which is affordable, because currently you just can't sustain it. When a young factory starts, URA visits and says, we are URA, we are tax collectors. We are happy to see a new kid on the block, and we are going to work with you for 2 years, during which you will learn how we operate.
Sechitoleko says this can only work if different entities come on board so that Ugandans focus more on local produce.
We need PSFU to stand in between that gap, between those aspiring manufacturers and the government, to explain and say, you want a solution, be part of the solution.
All this was at the stakeholders dialogue under the theme Rising Wheat Prices, Opportunities for Import Replacement. Shaidat Nasaku, UBC News.
And other representatives from 8 members of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, are meeting in Entebbe to discuss issues pertaining to labor employment and labor immigration. The high-level meeting is focusing on the implementation of IGAD's Towards Free Movement of Persons and Transhumance project.
Uganda is hosting the Regional Consultative Workshop on the draft program for implementation of the Djibouti Declaration on Labour, Employment and Labour Migration.
One of the things we would like to do is to have a peer discussion amongst member states of IGAD on ratified ILO conventions in terms of their implementation. But I think one of the things that we really need to discuss is how are we implementing these ratified conventions for the betterment of business and of the people.
The declaration is a key policy instrument aimed at addressing challenges of labor, employment and labor migration in the region.
A key milestone has been made by the ministers of labor of our member states and the experts in ensuring that we have now an official framework for bilateral labor agreements, which can now support us to actually sign new labor agreements or revise the old ones to ensure that the protection of workers, the protection of any migrant worker within our region and outside our region is ensured.
Taking a regional approach to tackle common challenges was stressed. There is an increasing recognition that free movement agreements have an immediate effect on decent working conditions of migrant workers as they provide access to legal channels for migration as well as regularizing frameworks for addressing rights of migrants.
The overall objective of this consultation workshop is to bring and convene experts of IGAD member states and regional social partners to consider, review and refine the draft proposal for implementation of the Djibouti Declaration to improve its quality, responsiveness to the needs and priorities of member states.
Comprehensive resolutions on key interventions are expected this week.
With that, we take a quick break. When we return, more details. This is Lunchtime News.
Na MTN Momo Nyabo echora kuri chonka.
Amazina ganje ni banyeta Kansime Clofas nimbela lugazika kwa Mbara ninye muhanguzi we motoka ya MTN Momo Nyabo waka elizawa nye nahangura motoka ninsima MTN Munonga ninsima abantu bonna abezungiro mu kintu ekyo kubasa kufisyaho ebirabo bya MTN mwebale Munonga muhangare mubereho
waka na MTN Momo Nyabo echora kuri chonka tawe mitware 2 no kweyongerayo aha mobile money yawe obase kuba mwabanyamujisha barayihangurire Toyota Succeed 3 na sente S11 twabahanguza barukwike 12 buru wiki nituza kwaye motoka 2 na sente za mobile money eziri kurenga buhumbi bubiri.
Flavor. When we're together, the vibe is pretty alright. Our taste is fruity awesome. We are Uganda's #1 fruity refreshment. Enjoy Mirinda Fruity, Uganda's #1 fruity refreshment.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Affordable packages, great entertainment, sports, the local content, telenovela, the movies. There is something for everybody. Go TV, this is where great stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Uganda shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, Zidiwano. GoTV Uganda, love it.
The Kabaka Birthday Run 2022 is back on Sunday, 3rd July 2022 at Lubiri Mengo. This year, the run will be physical and will be flagged off by Sabasajja Kabaka at 7 a.m. Come out in large numbers once again to Lubiri Mengo. Run for a cause to fight and end HIV by 2030. Buy your ticket today at 15,000 Uganda shillings from Airtel shops at Tobani Center, New Taxi Park, ShopRite Building, Benchwanka Street, Majestic Brands Office at Bulange Mengo. You can also buy your ticket using Airtel Money. Dial *185*5#. Select Payments, select Kabaka Run, and follow the prompts to complete the payment. Kabaka Birthday Run 2022 is brought to you by UNAID, CBS, BBS, and Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's a full-time job to be a great parent or guardian. The decisions we make impact their lives forever. And getting a birth certificate is one of the most important ones. All you need to do is get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from the hospital where the baby was born or from the sub-county chief in case it occurred at home. Go to the NERA offices in your area and present the notification record, copy of parent's ID and bank payment slip of 5,000 Ugandan shillings for citizens and $40 for non-citizens. Fill NERA Form 3 while there and a birth certificate will be issued to you. Please note that birth certificates to refugees born in Uganda are free of charge. For more information, visit the NERA office closest to you or call 0800-211-700. This message is brought to you by NERA.
Are you a player in the tourism sector with a struggling business following the COVID pandemic? UDB, in partnership with European Union, is providing financial assistance to businesses operating in the tourism sector. You can access subsidized loan with grants, loan with a tenor of up to 5 years, free business advisory services, and free environmental impact assessment. Visit www.udbl.co.ug/call for applications to apply. Deadline for submission is 31st October 2022 at 5 p.m. For more information, please call 0414 355 509.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello, this is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Congratulations, congratulations. Oh, one good day.
One good day? But I haven't entered any competition.
Oh, what day? Since you use your phone every day, we have randomly selected you as one of our loyal customers, and you have won a brand new pickup.
Hey, so how do I get this pickup?
The pickup is in Namave. All we have to do is quickly bring it to you. You know, we are delivering many of them. So, just send us 100k for fuel via mobile money and we'll bring it to you.
But Chief, I'm in no hurry to receive it. Namambe is just here. Keep it at your warehouse, give me directions and I will take time to pick it up.
Vow nawe. If you don't have money, just say.
Tonfera, never send money to strangers. Winners of competitions are contacted through official channels and are never asked to pay for anything. Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tonfera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
Welcome back. This is Lunchtime News. Uganda Human Rights Commission has condemned the increasing cases of human rights violation between the Congolese refugees and host communities at Bunagana in Kisoro district. According to the human rights officer, Topista Twembi, the refugees who have refused to go to the transit camp Nyakabande are reportedly living in poor conditions, have no food, shelter and other basic needs. Twembi urged government authorities to transfer the refugees to gazetted areas before possible disease outbreaks and destruction of natural resources around Bunagana area in Kisoro.
Issues, situation in Kisoro district, because we know we have issues with the M23 in our nearby country. So as a commission I've been around, but to be sincere, the situation is not pleasing. I thank our country, Uganda, for welcoming these people and hosting them. But surely, if we look at the human rights concerns, there is a lot that needs to be done. First of all, I've seen all these people here, children, men and women, but where they are being received from, we need a lot to be done. People are congested here at the reception center. I think Bunagana, around the primary school. So many people are around here with no food, with no water, with no beddings, with no space, with no pit latrines. Actually, I have visited Bunagana primary school where I have found that these people cross over to use the toilets of the primary school. And right now they are full. And people have decided now to defecate in the open space. And for us as a commission, this is a threat because we are going to get health issues, because we are likely to get so many diseases, including cholera. So I appeal to the district leaders maybe to come on ground and see what they can do on the health issue. Then we've established that people don't have food. People are just going into communities. They find you cooking your food and they just surround it and they eat it. So meaning people around this community are really facing a lot of challenges because people just visit their homes. You tell them go back to the camp, they don't want to go back and they stay into their homes. So we've seen that there are a lot of human rights implications to do with the right to education. Children are not studying, right to health, people are not being treated, right to be in a clean and a healthy environment. That one is not done here because of the population. People are so many, and if something is not done, surely the communities around are likely to get more challenges.
And 2.4 million Ugandans lack decent housing as a result of poverty-related consequences. One questions if the current social security infrastructure is mature enough to support citizens afford proper housing.
Despite the availability of residential land in various regions of Uganda, many continue to go homeless or under poor housing conditions.
We recognize that there is a huge gap. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a huge housing gap. So question for me and you, or question for me and my colleagues that work with at the bank, how can we continue to touch the many Mandelas out there?
For those that can afford to start construction, the financing process doesn't come easy, even with the existence of institutionalized mortgages.
So you find that just 1% of the Ghanaian population can afford a mortgage, a traditional mortgage where you borrow, buy a complete house or build a house up to completion.
Renting in Uganda is challenging. I rented a house where my children were threatened by a neighbor who hated noise. This motivated me to look for options, and that's how I found the mortgage package. This banking product aims to add to the efforts government is making to close the 2.4 million housing gap. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News.
Five days left to the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games. Uganda's squash team has revealed its plan as they scale down a hitherto tight training schedule.
Uganda will, at the upcoming Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England, be represented by more than 80 athletes, including some from Uganda Squash and Rockets Association.
Abavubuka bano ba athletes babadde ba training bonna babadde bakubagana era abasinga okuba ab'amaanyi betugyeko abatalina amaanyi twabasudde yentegeka tubadde tukikola. It has been kibadde kibeerawo.
Michael Kawoya, Ian Rukunya and Paul Kadomakasiri are the squash players on Team Uganda and are now headed for a residential camp at Rock Hotel in Tororo.
We at Rock Classic Hotel, we are proud to be part of the squash fraternity, and we promise the Uganda Squash Racket Association that whenever called upon, we will be ready to answer that call.
These players have been to the Commonwealth Games a combined 11 times and have gathered vast experience to anticipate better this time round.
Kirungi nnyo ne tuvaako awaka ne tugendako mu kifo ekitali nnyo bantu batuteganya ne traininga na tetulina bintu byonna n'obwongo buli focus ku kintu kimu.
The 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games are start on 28th July till 8th August, with Uganda represented by athletes from 11 federations.
So we strongly believe that given a chance of having such preparation, all of these items are provided for to enable the team to prepare enough, such that by the time we go to Commonwealth, we are not producing raw material, I mean talent, but at least those ones who can compete steadily.
Last time out in 2018, Uganda bagged 6 medals, including 3 gold medals, 1 silver and 2 bronze. John Barnes, Sentamo, report.
Well, and that does it for Lunchtime News. Thank you for sticking with us. I am Rhoda Ngonzi, and have yourselves a lovely afternoon.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello, this is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Congratulations. Oh, one good day.
Good day? But I haven't entered any competition.
Oh, what Dechi? Since you use your phone every day, we have randomly selected you as one of our loyal customers, and you have won a brand new pickup.
Hey, so how do I get this pickup?
The pickup is in Namave. All we have to do is quickly bring it to you. You know, we are delivering many of them. So, just send us 100K for fuel via mobile money and we'll bring it to you.
But Chief, I'm in no hurry to receive it. Namambe is just here. Keep it at your warehouse, give me directions and I will get time to pick it up.
Vow nawe. If you don't have money, just say.
Tonfera, never send money to strangers. Winners of competitions are contacted through official channels and are never asked to pay for anything. Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tomfera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Is there a problem?
Honey, relax. There'll be no more worries about SMSs, phone calls, sijui data, because daddy has got an Airtel smart plan. There is even Airtel TV. It means no worries.
Enjoy life worry-free with Airtel Smart Plans, shareable among 5 people. Use every day and pay.
Animal welfare means how an animal is coping with the conditions in which it lives, including its health, comfortably, well-nourished, safe and able to express innate behavior. Animal welfare means how an animal is coping with the conditions in which it lives, including its health, comfortably, well-nourished, safe and able to express innate behavior. This according to the Farming Campaigns Manager at the World Animal Protection Nairobi office. Dr. Victor Yamo deprives domestic animals and birds of their natural being and reduces on the food quality out of these animals and birds.
Because animal welfare is a critical aspect of catering for animals, which then leads to certain important things, because there is connections between animal welfare and how we cater for our animals, especially food system animals or farmed animals, because it has impact on the quality of products that we